Due to the subjective nature of phonetic transcription, where measurement and verification of all relevant segments may not be feasible, FON has a built-in system for performing multiple blind transcriptions. Users can transcribe sessions on an individual basis without seeing each other's work, and these transcriptions can be later compared to reach a consensus. To begin transcribing in blind mode, from the Project Manager window, select the Blind Transcription checkbox, then open the session you wish to transcribe. You will be prompted to provide user credentials. If you are a new transcriber for the session, enter your full name and a username under New Transcriber. Select the Use Password option if you wish to password protect your transcriptions against any accidental editing by other users. Then, fill in the same password in both blank fields. Take care to memorize your password or store it in a secure location. Click OK when you are finished. Let's close and reopen our session to show the procedure for already existing transcribers. Again, ensure blind transcription is selected and open your session. Note that this time the list in this window shows an existing transcriber. Choose the existing transcriber option, select the desired username, and click OK. If you chose to use a password, you'll be prompted to enter it now. Type in your password and click OK. This will open your session in blind transcription mode. Note that transcriptions which were made in regular mode are not visible. In this record, for example, the IPA target has already been transcribed in default mode. You may wish to change your tier visibility options in the tier management view to show only the tiers which require blind transcription. You may now use your regular transcription procedure to fill in your IPA tiers.
Happy birthday.
Note that if you open your session in default mode now, the transcriptions which were filled in blind mode are no longer visible. Once your blind transcriptions are complete, it's time to settle on consensus transcriptions and make them available in the default mode for viewing sessions. This process is known as validation. To validate blind transcriptions, open your session in the default mode, ensuring that the blind transcription checkbox is not selected. Once the validator or validators have listened to the media segment, they may review blind transcriptions using the transcript validation view. They can either select one transcription over the other, combine the two transcriptions, or come up with a suitable alternative. In this case, since both blind transcriptions of IPA Actual are exactly the same, it doesn't matter which we choose. To accept a single transcription, click on it and press Enter. In this case, the two transcriptions differ slightly, so the validators should listen to the record, choose which one they think is most appropriate, and select that transcription. In longer records, word groups and individual words may be accepted separately. To do so, click on a transcription and expand its tree using the right arrow key. You may select an entire word group by highlighting it and pressing Enter, or you may expand a word group and choose an individual word from within it. Once you have selected a transcription, if you wish to alter it slightly, at any point you may manually edit it in the record data view using the keyboard or IPA map. To validate transcriptions, you do not necessarily have to go through every record. This process can be automated. To do this, click the Auto Validate IPA Tiers button at the top of the transcript validation view. This will open the Auto Validate session window. Select only the tiers you wish to validate. In this session, only the IPA Actual tier has blind transcriptions. Next, choose whether to overwrite existing data. This means that any tiers which are already validated or have been transcribed in default mode will be overwritten by the automatic validation process. We have already validated 3 records in our session, one of which involved manual changes to the transcription. If we select this option, those transcriptions will be lost. If only one blind transcription exists for an individual record, that transcription will be selected by default. However, in cases where there are more than one blind transcription, one transcriber must be chosen as the default for the automatic validation. Next, choose whether to validate all records in your session, only specific records, records for a certain participant, or records from search results if you've run a search on the session being validated. Since the first 3 records of the session are already transcribed, I'll choose records 4 to 8. Once you've finished specifying validation options, click OK. Note that if you navigate to the later records now, the IPA Actual is filled in. In cases where blind transcriptions differ from each other, the selected transcription is the one by the user, gray.